Hi guys, so I wanted to make a video to showcase some of the things that we've been going over so you can have on hand, just in case you need to go back and relearn. And it's a video, so it's great because you can pause and rewind and, sorry, I'm shaking my camera there, and go over and over and over so, until you get it just right. Okay. So in our first two sessions, we covered chain, slip knot, start, and the chain in the first session. And then the second session, we worked on, or we learned on working in the chain and single crochet stitch and working in rows. Okay, now that sounds like a whole lot, but don't worry, it's very easy and simple. So first, let's go over the slip knot start. So when you're doing a slip knot start, so here's the end of my yarn, and it's attached here, it goes on, and it's attached to my bundle of yarn. So what you want to do when you do your slip knot start is you're going to tie a knot, sorry, into, if I was going to tie a knot, I would just cross this over, pull it through, and voila. But we do not want to pull all the way through that tail. So this will be called the tail, this part of the yarn that we're playing with. This will be the end of it is called the tail. So you want to cross over, okay, and instead of going all the way through with that tail, you just want to grab a little bit, but still holding on to the tail and the other end of the yarn. Create a loop here and just pull that loop until it's knotted like that, okay? And once you have that going, you have your tail and then the other end of the yarn that's still attached to your yarn bundle. Okay, so, and then in this slip knot here, you can expand it big, this loop here, to be big or smaller if you pull on the tail. And the reason why we want to make it smaller is because this loop is too big for this to work with this hook. So I hope you have your size H 5mm hook here. Okay, so I'm going to get this to be a little closer to my hook. So we don't want it too snug, just kind of enough to work through, to pull, if you're going to pull through your loop here. Well, we are going to pull through, so. Okay, so now after we've done the slip knot, we're going to chain. A lot of patterns will start with a chain, especially blankets. Baby blankets, it'll determine, the pattern will determine how many chains you will do. Typically an average chain for like a baby blanket will be probably like 100 plus stitches, I want to say. Okay, so just for right now, I'm going to chain 15, but first I want to show you how to chain. So once you have your yarn, your hook and your yarn ready to go, you're going to yarn over. That technique is called a yarn over, which is really you're just grabbing with your hook part of your crochet hook, you're grabbing the yarn and you're going to pull it through this the loop, and you've made a chain. And then in doing it again, that makes another chain, and then another and another. Okay, and that is your chain stitch. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start over, and this time I'm going to count how many. I'm going to count to 15. So yarn over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so I've done 15 chains here. And if you notice in this chain, it looks very nice. and it has this nice braided look. And can make sure this camera focuses nicely. Okay, so on this side of the chain, there's two sides. So this side, and then if you flip it over, you have this side. And if you notice on this side, it looks a little different. You have these little ridges on the back, okay? So on the front, you had this nice braided, you know, crossover look. And then on the back, you have these nice little ridges, these nice little bumps kind of just going down the middle. I call those bumps the spine of the chain. And this is my own technique that I have developed, is when working in the chain, you're going to work in the spine of the chain. And I'll tell you why. I'll give you an example of why you want to do that later on. So, in that, with the spine side facing up, I want you to work in the spine. So how you're going to do that is once you get, so there's the first spine, you're going to want to work in that second spine. Start there, okay? So, I'm going to tighten my yarn here a little bit. There we go. So I'm trying to do this while looking through a camera. It's a little hard. Okay. I don't know why this is being so difficult. Here we go. All right. So we have that first spine, second spine. So we're going to stick our, just in that one little spine. Okay. Stick it in there. Yarn over. Well, you can, it depends on, yarn over, pull through. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through, and you have made a single crochet stitch. And then we're going to do the next little spine, the next spine there. You're going to stick it through, you're going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both loops, and that's your second single crochet. And we're going to do it again, just working in that spine all the way down. And because we worked in that second spine from the hook, that means we're going to have 14 single crochet stitches that we are going to work all the way down this chain. So I'm working it. There we go. And another. I'm getting there. And we're almost at the end. When you run out of spines, that's a good indication that you are done. And don't worry about it if it looks a little wonky at first. See if you can see mine looks, is it straight? No, it's not straight. It's a little wonky, but yarn is very forgiving. You can pull on it and straighten it out. Okay, so there we go. So we finished, we worked down the chain. We worked down through the chain. Okay, so after you get to the end of your chain, what you want to do is you want to chain 1 here, and you're going to flip your work to where now it's back where you're going to work down. So here we go again. So after we chain 1, now you're going to, now we're no longer working in the spine, we're working in that crochet stitch, that single crochet stitch that we just did in that first row. That was our first row there. Okay, so this time there's no more spine ridges. This time you're working in this double. You're sticking through this braided space here. So you're going to stick, you're not going to go on through the top, you're going to go through the side here, kind of this, and find that stitch there, and you're going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Okay, and then you're going to go into the next space. So in, and then yarn over, pull through, 2 loops, yarn over, pull through, and there you go. That's another single crochet. And then again, and you're just going to work just like that all the way down to the end, just like we did before, going all the way down, single crochet. Okay, single crochet. And we're almost to the end there. And you want to make sure you did 14, so you might want to count. I've gotten so used to not counting that I forget to count sometimes, because I've learned to recognize where the stitches are. But you want to make sure you count, because that helps you to know and recognize if you in fact have made it, you know, done every single stitch down. So there's the second row. Okay, and if you got to do another row, so what you do is you chain 1 and you turn again. Okay, and then we're going to do it again. You're going to work, you're going to take your hook and you're going to stick it through that first stitch space, yarn over, pull through, got 2 loops, yarn over, pull through, and single crochet. And then I'll just work down this work down this row again. So this would be my 3rd row. Oops, careful. Sometimes when you are pulling through, you might snag because the yarn is like twisted. See, I snagged it. Yarn is just twisted yarn, you know, twisted string together. So sometimes you can get a little snaggy, and that's okay. Just undo and go back. The great thing about crochet is that you can unravel and start over, or unravel to where you made the mistake and then fix it and then continue. Okay, and then here I'm just about done here with this row. One more. And I'm done. And there you go. I had 3 rows. So try to do as many rows as you can, giving you that nice good practice of doing the single crochet. But I suggest that you unravel all the way and chain again and learn and work on working in the chain, getting comfortable and familiar with working in the chain. And here I'll show you now why I like to work in the spine of the chain. Let me grab real quick another yarn color here so that I can show you. Here, now I have this cool looking sage looking yarn. Okay, so I'm starting my project, I'm crossing over, slip knot right there. Then I'm going to chain 15. Oh, I need to pull out some yarn from my bundle here because it's getting a little tight. Okay. So now I'm going to chain 15. You ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There we go. Okay, so you can see my braided. It doesn't look too fancy here. I got a little, you see I'm a little sloppy there at the end, but that's okay. You can just, we'll fix it when I go over. Okay, so now we're going to work, I'm going to work in my, I'm going to turn it, my chain over. And again, you can see the ridges. They're going down the middle, the spine. Okay, so again, we're working not that first one, but the next one, this one right here, this spine right here. Oh, wait, no, I forgot. I'm giving you an example of not working in. Okay, here we go. Ready? So this is how you would work in, so I'm not going to work in that first space. Don't follow this. Do not follow this. This is the bad example. This is what I don't want you to do. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. See, this time I need to count. 3, 4. When working down the spine, you don't have to rely on counting. You just know that if you got all the spine little ridges, you worked in every chain down. And I just lost count. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then 14. Okay, so I made it all the way down the chain. Didn't miss one. Okay. That's why I like working in the spine. It's easy to avoid missing a chain. Okay, so I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to go over, and I'm just going to make like another row, or maybe I'll make 2 rows. Okay, I'm trying to go as fast as I can so that this is not a long video, because you probably don't want to watch a long video. And you can fast forward to the end here if you would like. In fact, I might just fast forward myself. So in fact, I'm just going to work up to here. Okay, I'm at the last stitch of the row. Okay, here we go. And what I want to show you is what it looks like when you work in the spine and when you don't work in the spine. So this is the top of your, well, first let me show you what it looks like. So in working, like if you were making a blanket or a shawl, a wrap, or something like that, you would start off doing a chain and then working in the chain, and then you would end on doing like a row of whatever stitch you're working on. But when you are done at the top of your project, you'll see that it looks very nice. You have that nice braided look all the way down, and you want that braided look to look that way on the top and the bottom, because this is the bottom, because look, this is our this is the tail here. See the tail? If you can notice. So top, bottom, top, bottom. So at the top, it looks nice and braided. At the bottom, it looks nice and braided, just the same. So you can't really tell which is the top and which is the bottom. Once we tuck in, once you finish, I'll show you how to tuck in tails, and then you will never know where you started. People will never know. You will never know where you started and where you begun. So that's why I like working in the spine, because if you don't work in the spine, this is how it'll look. So with this one, where I didn't work in the spine, this is my top. So you see where my loop here is. This is my top, the top of the project. And then the bottom, where I didn't work in the chain, doesn't quite look the same. It looks a little different, and it looks a little flat. You can't see very well on the camera, but in person you'll be able to tell the difference, that it's flat. It's not as the thickness is not the same as the chain rows, as the stitched rows. So you can tell where you started and where, no matter what, no matter tucking in the tails or not, you can tell where the start is, where the chain is, and where your project finished. And I do not like the way that looks. It does not look very nice, and it looks kind of wonky. So yeah, so there we go. I hope this video is helpful. Watch it over and over again. Stop, rewind, pause, whatever you want to do. But I'm excited that you guys have joined the class. I can't wait for us to get really deep in our lesson, to where we can start making some really fun stuff. Okay, so see you guys. Don't forget, every Thursday, 7 o'clock is the lesson, and I will text you the link for the Zoom, probably around 6:40. Feel free to join in at like 6:50, 6:55, but you'll probably be watching me set up. So, all right, see you guys on Thursday. Bye.